Hello and welcome to Talk a Good Game. It just finished at London Stadium. West Ham United 1, Leicester City 1. Gonzo, are you a happy hammer?
Um, I'll tell you what. I think we've had a glimpse into we've seen fight. We've had a glimpse into what Moyes wants to do today. We've seen fight. We've seen grit. Am I happy? I thought we possibly could have. Well, I know to break it down, but we've seen spirit. That team has been lacking in fight. We've seen spirit, and there was a bit right at the end. I'm thinking, just go for it, go for it, go for it. And I think there was Kouyate was up there, and Carroll's up there, and they didn't even bother. There was such a gap between the strikers and the midfield. They were just waiting to cross it. They just wanted to win the. In fact, I don't know how many crosses we've made in that game, and it was just cross, cross, cross. Because there used to be a stat when Moyes was at Man United, he'd done the most ever crosses in one game. I'll just look at that today. I mean, well, you're a stats man. You tell me. That was we're going to cross for the rest of the season, basically.
Do you want to know how many crosses we put in?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Right, let me look out. Give me a second. One football app. Me and Gonzo keep bashing on about it. If you're not going to run football app, get it. It's good. Here we go. 31 crosses. We're banned in 31 crosses today in total. 16% were successful. Now, it might be a stato, but I'm not a quick like my maths like that quick, but I take that as being 4.5 somehow, so it must be about 5 crosses were successful. But anyway, let's talk about the game over the 90 minutes. 7 minutes, Gonzo. It took 7 minutes. Their first attack, if you haven't seen it, throw in, down the left, Vardy down the left, hopeful cross, I think you can call it a hopeful cross, goes through Ogbona's legs, Albrighton knocks it into the far corner. I keep saying this, show me a goal, I'll show you an error. Take your pick.
Yeah, I mean, my initial one was obviously where's Zabaleta, because he'd been caught further up the pitch, so he was actually running down the flank against centre backs. Vardy. The big error, of course, was the Ogbonna one. He just missed it. He missed it. I think he didn't intend to miss it. It wasn't an attitude thing. It was just, I guess, it was just a skill thing. He just hand-eye coordination, foot-eye coordination, whatever. He just missed the ball. I don't even think Albrighton's connection was particularly good. Go on. I just thought at that point, the heads of my head dropped. So I thought the players' heads are just going to drop here.
I think it was an example of not just lack of confidence, lack of communication. That throw-in, Gray is standing beside Arnautovic. He shifts off Arnautovic. So Zabaleta thinks, okay, I'm going to pick him up now. He's moved towards me. So Zabaleta goes to pick him up, and he moves into the middle of the pitch. Instead of Zabaleta just shouting on someone like Kouyate and say, here, keep an eye on him, please. Zabaleta moves with him, and then Jamie Vardy just goes out onto the left, and he's got all the space in the world, and it's the simplest throw-in, simplest pass. It's a complete hopeful cross, but that's what you've got to do. You just got to put it in the mixer, as you say, and just hope that someone gets on the end of it. And luckily for him, Ogbona's feet is completely muddled up. How you can get that muddled up, considering the ball wasn't hit that hard, and it's from quite far away. There's a good 10 yards or something that ball's travelled before it gets to Ogbonna. How he's not been able to sort his feet out, I do not know. He's been a liability for a while now, and I think we should be grateful that Leicester didn't target him a bit more from that moment on. His confidence would have been at an all-time low from after making that mistake. They should have been on him, but Vardy stuck to Winston Reid, and they kept doing this tactic, pulling Zabaleta out. And the funny thing is, Sky Sports highlighted it before the game, and Watford did it, and Leicester have done it, and it's now potentially something that from that we've seen this at West Ham last season and seen before the lack of right back. Now they're going to be targeting the actual right back, and that is he moves quite easily, and then you've got that left channel. If you've got a bit of pace, get in there. Anyway, 1-0 Leicester. 21 minutes. Penalty claim for Leicester. Masuaku brought down Albrighton. Pen for you?
It looked like it, actually. Yeah. It didn't look like much of the ball was got. The man was got. Yeah, you'd probably say so.
Stonewall penalty for me, I think. I think we've got a stroke. You need a bit of luck when you're at the bottom there, and I think that was our big bit of luck in the first half. Well, arguably, you could say we got a bit of a get out of jail card towards the end. Ogbonna went close from a header from a free kick. The warning signs were there, Gonzo, with the set pieces, the crosses. We were more so in the first half. We were whipping crosses in. They weren't all great. Some of them were a bit crap. But the plan was quite clear. Just hit it in. And there was a few decent ones. Arnautovic's cross, superb cross, got knocked out for a corner. If he didn't knock that out, Carroll was there waiting for the volley right at the back post. Corner comes in. It's an ugly-ish goal, isn't it? Everybody goes for it. It hits Kouyate, it hits Simpson in the back of the net. Is that a stroke of luck? Do we deserve that? Is that a get out of jail card just before half time?
Well, I don't think it was. Well, it was lucky because I've actually watched it in really, really slow motion. Kouyate, you'll see, he heads it down. It comes off his arm. His Keith Lemon injury goes off there, goes in the goal, and the finish was lucky because it went in the goal. It ricocheted. We deserved it though because at that point we'd had a spell. Don't know what it was. Maybe it was from 20 to 30 minutes. Don't know, but we'd had a spell, and I thought we deserved to be back in that game, and we showed some fight and some grit and determination. And I was actually thrilled to see it at that point because I did think we were going to go down. It's been a tough week at West Ham. You're thinking, what are the crowd going to do? Do you know what? Brilliant. The crowd were just fantastic today, and I was just really proud. I've seen a million better games than that at West Ham, but the way we battled back in that first half, I was very, very proud actually.
But 1-1, it went in at half time. But just before half time, I think there was one key moment in that game that sums up West Ham. Leicester were on the attack. The ball broke to Lanzini, who ran about 30 yards, gave it to Kouyate, got it back, and everybody went, shoot! And he tried to jiggle. Is that what is wrong? I say wrong. Is that what is up with West Ham just now? Is that a key example of the fact that we just don't have the confidence? At Upton Park in that season, that he would have shot. There was no doubt about that. And if he didn't shoot and gave it to Kouyate probably would have had the shot. Is that just...
I think so. I do think so, but I actually thought something else before that happened. Yes, he should have shot because then it ended up at Lanzini, but I don't think Lanzini ever meant it to end up at Lanzini. I thought Lanzini, because we was a counter-attack, so we were on the break, and at counter-attack, you've got to stretch the opposition team. So Andy Carroll's busting a gut. Kouyate's busting a gut, really, really running hard. But as hard as they were running, they weren't quite quick enough. So Lanzini's killing time, waiting to play the pass. At that point, the play's compressed. There's now not that much space between Lanzini and the goal. Of course, he then plays the ball to Kouyate, and the defender makes the tackle easy and goes back to Lanzini. And I think, he should have shot. I just don't think he reacted that quickly. So I do think he should have shot, but I also think it's indicative of the fact we lacked a little bit of pace in the team. I think Antonio back in the team, that's possibly a goal.
Well, in the second half, there's not that much to talk about, really. But that 20 minutes, before Ayew come on, that 20 minutes, we were throwing everything at them. We actually looked like... If you'd said to me what one of these sides are in the bottom three, had a little bit of aggro with the fans and the board over the last couple of weeks, I would have said Leicester, 100%. That team, that crowd, for that 20-minute period especially, was fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, show there. It was, and I was. They were bouncing, weren't they? They were bouncing at one point on the what do they call it? It's a bowl. I can't call one stand from the other. I think it might be the east stands. You know, the big one, the big one. I seem to be bouncing up and down, making loads of noise. The players seemed to respond to it. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic that everything that's happened this week has been left outside and actually inside the stadium. Brilliant. Really, really good.
68 minutes, Andre Ayew come on as a first-ish sub as Arnautovic limped off, and then it wasn't until the 93rd minute we've got anything really to talk about, and that's when Saka come on from Masuaku, finished full-time 1-1. There wasn't too many...
The Ayew penalty claim.
Yeah, Ayew's overhead kick. You know, Masuaku made an error on the edge of our box, which Vardy half a second away from pulling the trigger and stuff. But finished 1-1. Are you happy with that? Is it
straight? I don't. Do you know what? Maybe not in tallying points in the table. No, maybe it's not enough. But am I happy? Actually, I'm happier than I should be with a draw at home. I am happy about it because I thought we were dead and buried. I thought we were gone, but I've seen a glimmer today, and I don't think it's going to be pretty. I don't think Moyes is the long-term answer, but they're playing for him. They're running for him. The way he got Arnautovic running around like he did. Do you know what? I don't care if he only lost 70 minutes. I know he might have been injured, but I also thought he was puffed out by that point, right? I'll take that. I'll take 70 minutes, 100% rather than pacing yourself for 90 minutes. And I just thought there was real fight. The way Kouyate, I was pleased Kouyate got the goal because he was so rubbish in the other game. But not only did he get the goal, he was running, closing down, running, high energy performance. I guess that's why Noble was dropped in place of him, because he gives you that athleticism up and down, up and down, up and down. Masuaku as well. you know, even Ogbonna, you could see as soon as he made the mistake, he was desperately trying to make up for it. It was it was his technique or his eye coordination that let him down. But there was no trouble with endeavour there. Everyone was trying their absolute hardest. So I come away from that thinking, do you know what? I think we've got a chance. I think the players are buying into what Moyes is going to want to do. If as fans you're going to wait and you'll be waiting each game thinking it's not working with Andy Carroll, when's he going to bring the little striker? I don't think it's going to happen very often. I think we've seen the way Moyes wants to play. I think he's going to buy players to fit that. So they talk about this Fellaini thing. Maybe we do get it. But you know what? If we do, and we're going to play like that, maybe we need him. Because if we're going to keep lumping balls into the box, and that's how we're going to play, and we're stuck with Moyes for the whole season, we might as well get someone else that can header and get some people that can cross the ball. But am I happy? I sort of am, mate.
I forgot one thing. Andre Ayew got brought down in the 77th minute on the edge of their box. Is that a pen for you, or would it have been too soft? Or?
I think it would have been too soft. We would have, if that had happened the other way and Jamie Vardy had gone down with that a little contact, we would have been calling him a diving what's it. And if we'd have got a penalty for that, we'd have been disgusted. So I thought you made too much of a meal of it.
Yeah, I have to agree. Do you know, I think there's a thing in football. People say if it's not a pen, then booking for diving. I think there's a thing in football where it's not one or the other. That, to me, it's not a dive because there's slight contact, but it's not enough contact. And so it's not a dive for me, but it's not a foul. It's just something. It's neither or. I think the referee...
It was a play on, and that's what happened.
I think Martin Atkinson had a good game tonight, actually. I think he had a good game. But I don't know if I'm happy. I mean, for the 90 minutes, yes, I suppose I am. But the problem is, we know who we've got. We've got Everton next, which is a winnable fixture. But after that, we know we've got Chelsea, Arsenal, and City. And that's where you think, well, a point probably isn't enough. But I would say I'm definitely encouraged. I think that's the right phrase to use for tonight. Because like you said, you know, this is our 24th league game at the London Stadium. We've never won a game where we've conceded in, okay? So when we went a goal down, I thought, crikey, 23 games have been and gone, and if we've conceded, we've just not won. Again, it's another one, but our heads didn't drop. You know, in the first 20 minutes or something, they looked scared. Our players looked scared. They looked nervous a little bit. I think they were expecting the crowd to turn on them or something. I don't know. I think they were just, nobody wanted the ball, and I thought, oh my God, this is just terrible. But something seemed to flicker halfway through the first half where they all thought, actually, let's start getting into a bit of a rhythm. Let's start moving the ball about. I think Leicester helped by sitting deep. I think that, and giving us the ball, I think that helped a little bit. I think a better side might have fancied their chances against us, or a more confident side, if you want to call it that. But the only criticism I've got, he took too long to do subs, Gonzo. Ayew was forced, and then I was sitting there thinking, bring on Sacco. And in the 93rd, I mean, come on, he's giving him 3 minutes. He's going to be very, very lucky. If Sacco scored, I certainly wouldn't be praising his sub. I wouldn't say, oh, well done, David, you meant that. Giving him 3 minutes to get a goal. He did at Watford as well. I could be wrong. I think he only did 2 subs at Watford. And tonight he's only done 2, but one of them was in the 93rd minute. I mean, I think he could be a little bit more ballsy, if you like. Carroll wasn't working. I know he's trying to play to Carroll, but I don't know if Carroll's been told not to put his arms up, not to jump, but he seems to just stand still tonight. It wasn't working. Get him off and get Sacco on, try something a little bit different. Because while we were on top, we tried the whole thing for 90 minutes. And it didn't work in open play. It only worked from a set piece. It wasn't working in open play. So change it. You know, you've got 10 minutes to go. Just change it a little bit. Throw something at them and give them something different to think about. Maguire had Carroll in his back pocket tonight for headers. Every time that ball came over, Maguire was right behind Carroll. Douche. Away it went. So change it. Let's put Sacco up against him so the ball goes over Maguire's head and Sacco runs, and then see what Maguire does. That's my only criticism. I think he got most of the team spot on. I've never been keen on the Obiang Kouyate partnership in the middle. I think it worked not having Noble there because I had the sort of pace, if you like, the fitness and that in there. That's my only. Am I being overcritical, or is it?
No. I totally agree, and I think you're gonna have to get used to that. I think early signs of what I've watched Moyes manage 2 games. I don't think he notices when players are tired quite yet. So you had that thing with Masuaku at the end. Now Irons forever. I think it's Irons forever. Excuse me if I got it wrong, mate. On the forum, it said in the match thread just before, Masuaku's gone. He needs to get Sacco on, or he said Masuaku or Queen. Get Masuaku off, get Queen or Sacco on. At that point, Masuaku did a little break down the left, and he didn't quite cross it. It went out of play, didn't it? And it was because he was so tired. I thought, do you know what? You're absolutely right. And he hadn't noticed that. You're absolutely right about the Carroll thing not working. But I just think we've not got Pep Guardiola as a coach. I think we might well have to put up with that. I also think, even though he would argue otherwise, and I just don't think he was disappointed with the draw today. I think when you got to the end, that's why I think the substitution came on the 93rd minute or whatever it was for Sacco. I think a draw was enough for Moyes to stop the rot. I don't think he wanted to chance his arm. It was a bit Allardyce-esque in that sense. I just don't think he wanted to risk the 1 point to get the 3.
I have to agree. I think both managers were happy to the point. I think it was a case of two sides chicken to lose the point. I think we seen that when Leicester took Slimani on for Gray. Gray, who has pace and can run, he took Slimani on because we were getting a little bit of luck from corners. So get the big fella on and get him at the back. So when they've got set pieces, they've got the biggest bloke on the pitch at the back there. One thing I will say, which this is out of everybody's control, I think the biggest thing that affected us tonight was injuries. We had momentum, and I think Winston Reid went down, Gray went down, and then Kouyate was down, and Carroll was down. It's just one of them bad luck things that it kills the momentum a little bit. When you are on top, you are getting a little bit of luck, and someone goes down for 2 minutes, and everybody sort of managers get to have a couple of minutes with their players and shuffle things about a little bit, and then the game picks up again. There's another injury. There was quite a lot of injuries in that second half, stoppages and stuff, and that it's no one's fault. It's out of control. If anything, it's part of the game plan. Go down and just kill it. They're on top. Just go down and stay down. Take 2 minutes out of the game. But I think that was just our biggest downfall tonight. But Gonzo, I mean, pick out a couple of players you'd like to praise, because I think there's a lot of them due some praise tonight. I think if you're going to
I'll go with the 3 I mentioned earlier. To be fair, I will go with Arnautovic, Masuaku, and Kouyate. I would like to certainly heap a bit of praise on those 3. Masuaku, for obvious reasons, coming in, ran himself into the ground. They all ran themselves into the ground. Shocked me. Arnautovic managed to show some of his quality, and he showed that he can work hard. And if you can produce that sort of work rate, you wouldn't want to play against him. He's a big, strong boy. He's technically good. He's made a tackle in the box. Brilliant.
I think Masuaku confuses me a bit, because 1 minute he looks decent, he's running at players, and he's the only one that was doing it in the first half, running at them. But then he goes and tries to dribble out from our edge of our 18-yard. If that cost us, that would have been unforgivable. That would have been just the same as Antonio not keeping it in the corner against Crystal Palace. That's where you look at the player and go, what are you doing? He had about 3 seconds on the ball, and he was trying to shuffle across the 18-yarder. I thought, don't do like that. It's good that he's got the confidence, and I like to see that. But at the other end of the pitch, please, when he went forward and he took the shot, yes, Andy Carroll was saying what you do and cross it, but it's good that he took the shot, because that type of shot, if it was an inch to the side a bit more, Schmeichel would have had to push it, and he pushes it anywhere into his own box kind of thing. But that one, when he got tired, that was just unfortunate, because Ayew was running. I don't know if it was tiredness. I thought it was a lack of confidence. He sort of looked up, didn't see anything, so he tried to take the extra step and ran out of room. Just whiz it across that 6-yarder. Any final words for yourself in the game, David Moyes, etc.? Don't give me a man of match. Keep that to yourself. Although I think I know who you're going to go for. But just your final thoughts.
I just think well done. I think well done to one and all. Well done for Moyes for getting the players up and playing for him. He's clearly got them a little bit fitter. I think another week they'll be a bit fitter again. I'd like to. I think he's got his. He's never going to be the manager that we want. We've got a manager who's going to try and play a bit defensive and who's going to cross the ball. I think we just got to embrace that and go with it and hope that lots of those crosses succeed. I don't think there's any point in getting frustrated that Carroll's on the pitch. I think Carroll's going to be on the pitch a lot. Not my choice. I'd like some system that got Hernandez involved when he's back. But anyway, I want to praise him for that, as I think he's done really well. I want to praise the players for having the attitude. I'd like to praise the fans as well for not taking what has been a difficult week and bringing all the board stuff onto the pitch, which is what everyone wanted. And it's just fair play for separating that. That can be dealt with after the games now. Got a week to deal with all the stuff that's there. But absolutely brilliant. Well done. I think well done to everyone, really.
Yeah, I think the fans, I can only echo what you said. I'm not going to say that for the sake of saying the same thing. The one thing I will say, Moyes has to work out how to use Lanzini. At Watford, he was sort of invisible. Tonight, there was glimmers there from Lanzini, but I just thought he's not quite effective. It's all very good and well crossing it, but if you're going to keep whipping these crosses in, you need to figure out what Lanzini's doing on the pitch, because he ain't going to be in the box heading it, and he's in the middle, so he can't be outside crossing it. So you've got to figure out what to do with him. Now, you either drop him into centre midfield, but then who do you replace? Because the two centre midfield, well, I don't think Obiang was excellent, but I don't think anyone else could have played alongside Kouyate and done that role. Declan Rice maybe, but it'd be brave to put an 18-year-old in there. So he's got to figure out with Lanzini. And two, he's got to get Ayew on the pitch. Ayew made a difference when he came on for that last 20 minutes. He did the overhead kick. He could have got a pen. Another referee might have gave that pen. Yeah. He was trying stuff. He was looking nippy. Ayew's got to start from. For me, he's the first name on the team sheet. He's the one in form. He's the one scoring. So Ayew's got to go in there. He's got to figure out what to do with Lanzini. He's got to think about how he's going to use Antonio if he does use Antonio.
Oh, I think he'll love Antonio. I think he'll be a proper Moyes player.
Well, he's only got, 5 nights to choose because our next game's on Wednesday at Everton. So he's only got a hand. But this is an advantage. We can take sort of momentum from this game and carry it on. The players should be feeling good tonight. The fans are feeling good tonight, I think. Everybody's feeling a bit upbeat. But Gonzo, man of match.
Marko Arnautovic.
Did he surprise you? Because when we had a chat, you were sort of like, yeah, sell him in January if a bid comes in.
Yeah, well, I'm like that. I'm like that. I just thought he'd let Slaven down, but he let himself down. He's a record signing. Club like West Ham, your record ever signing, you expect him to be decent. And he seemed to have an attitude problem. He seemed to be unfit. Just seemed to be lacking quality. Well, he's shown something completely different tonight. He's shown he hasn't got an attitude problem. He's shown he is getting fit, and he's shown quality as well. So listen, I'm not too embarrassed to say when I'm wrong, mate. And you know what? Well done, Marko Arnautovic, man of the match. At
the end of the day, you can only judge what you've seen so far, and it wasn't encouraging so far. And you never know, he might go on to play crap between now and January anyway. But man of the match for me as well. I thought in the first half, he was the only one tackling. He was the only one trying to get the ball back. Whenever Leicester had the ball, we treated it like a ball, and we were like, I'm not going near that thing. And Arnautovic was chasing people. At one point, he overtook Zabaleta to make a tackle in the box. Bloody hell, where's this come from? More of this, please. But like you said, he ran himself into the ground. So, man of match for Arnautovic for me and Gonzo. Let us know who you thought was your man of match. Are you happy or are you encouraged or are you a bit pissed off? Is it 1 point gained or 2 lost? You can let us know. I mean, we're still in the relegation zone and other teams have got a game in hand technically on us now. But we go to Goodison Park on Wednesday night. So that means our preview will be up on Monday night. So you can come along and have a listen to that and see what we think ahead of the game. Make sure you subscribe to your YouTube channel. Drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Gonzo, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Catch you in a bit.